Welcome, my friends, to another Warhammer 40,000 tabletop video. And today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at my Chaos Space Marine force. So one of the things that really got me into playing Chaos and tabletop, at least in 40k, is the fact that you can really mix factions. So for example, I can use my Death Guard force, which you guys have seen before, as an upfront tank. They can be running the front line, taking the beating, while in the back, the Chaos Space Marines who have a little bit better firepower are going to be dishing out the hurt. On top of that, you can mix in demons to kind of fill the niches in your army. And it's just really fun from a modeling perspective, from a gameplay perspective. You really get to paint, a pretty diverse army compared to someone who might be playing like Ultramarines or something like that, right? Granted, you can kind of mix and choose with the Imperium as well. You can put Astra Militarum and Space Marines, but with a lot of the new introductions of the supplements and things like that, usually you're going to be playing mono-specific armies. Now, guys, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my Chaos Space Marine force. Now, I'm not going to be showing every single model. I think have 90 cultists in total, so I've just grabbed a couple to show you guys so you can see a little bit of a perspective on the paint scheme. Now, first, guys, let's begin the video by taking a look here at my Slaanesh unit. So these are my Emperor's Children. These guys are awesome. It's super fun to use. So these are Noise Marines, and you can see here on the shoulder, we do have the decal for the Emperor's Children, the Chaos version of that. And these guys are really cool. Incredibly powerful unit with the new Faith and Fury kind of updates. They have the ability to do a ton of damage, ignore cover, and they look really neat. And on top of that, when these guys actually get blown up or they go down, they actually shoot as they die, which is really, really neat. So generally, they'll get some pretty good value, even if you make misplays and things like that. So I went with a scheme that is actually black armor. So all the trim is black. It's just Chaos Black. What I did with that is actually dry brushed it with Dawnstone to give it kind of a bluish black hue. And then from there, all the armor panels, for the most part, are in pink horror. So you use that and then you wash it with, I forget what it's called, Caribou Crimson, that's the wash. And generally it looks all right. I'm an okay painter, and with these guys, I didn't do too many highlights or too many kind of fancy details, but you can see this guy's a nice Chaos Shrine. He's got some little patterns on his head with some royal purple, as well as the pink horror. And as far as the sashes, I decided to go with gray, but on some of them it's purple because I got a little bit ambitious on some of those as well. But these are the Noise Marines, like I said. I run a squad of 10 of these guys in most of my competitive games, and I run them in a Rhino. And you guys will see the Rhino in just a second. So this is the Blast Master. He's the one who drops the serious base. You can see he's got like a big old depth step cannon on top of his head. So this guy, he doesn't mess about. And he's got a cool axe, some nice purple. This one was painted by Lady Turin, so you can tell there's a little bit more effort in this one. And she's just a better painter than I am in general, and he's got that sweet haircut going on as well. In the back here, you can see this is one of the guys who is a Blast Master as well, and or the other one, excuse me, was the champion. This is the Blast Master. So he's got like a big old sonic cannon, right? And he's got like a Blood Angel helmet on his back there. And I haven't finished the highlights on these guys. I literally just finished painting them like a couple days ago, so I need to do highlights and some dry brushing and things like that. But they're really fun. These are one of my favorite units. I really actually didn't think I would like the Slaanesh units, but they're really fun to play with. The playstyle is cool, and the painting scheme is relatively friendly. Like, honestly, if I showed you guys like a really basic tutorial of how to do these guys, you'd be surprised at how easy it is to kind of replicate them. So these are the Noise Marines of Slaanesh, and one of my staples of competitive play I've been using quite a bit. I do run a squad of 10, so we're going to kind of move those guys on over here now, off camera, and we're going to go over to some of the other Slaanesh units. I'll basically, in today's video, show you all the different units by faction. And of course, like I said, I have a lot of the different ones, but yeah, for the most part, we'll just show you a couple. So this is my Rhino. This is my Emperor's Children Rhino. What's cool about it is like I can use this with Black Legion, with Alpha Legion, just say it has Mark of Slaanesh because it has like some light, inflections of the Emperor's Children with the pink horror highlights and things like that. But you can see a little Dark Angel helmet on there. It has a Havoc launchers. Mark of Slaanesh on top is always ready to go as well. So basically, this thing just rolls up and the Plague Marines, or the Noise Marines, excuse me, will roll right into battle on this thing. And what's really neat, I know it's not a tactics video, but what you can do is you can get the Rhino, and Emperor's Children have a really good stratagem called Tactical Perfection, which means before the game starts, you can actually redeploy a unit. So you put them in the back, and your opponent's like, oh, they're not going to be able to reach me, and then surprise, you redeploy them in the front lines, Noise Marines jump out, and they drop the base. As a matter of fact, in a game I played last weekend, my Noise Marine blob, the 10 over there, they killed a knight in a single turn of shooting, which is pretty insane. Now, this guy's a bit of an OG. This is my Slaanesh Demon Prince. He's seen better times. Sorry about the shadowing here. I don't have the best lighting in this apartment, but basically with him, he was an eBay rescue. So man, his wings were like mangled beyond recognition, and Anna used a bunch of her arts and her crafting supplies to fix this guy up, and he looks pretty cool now. A little bit of dry brushing, some washes, things like that. He has a bit of a volcanic, scary base and things like that. He's given the finger to the camera. Demonetized. But yeah, he's a cool character. I run him with as an Emperor's Children Demon Prince oftentimes. So he'll roll up with the Noise Marines. He gives him the ability to reroll ones here, and yeah, I guess his own wing is casting a shadow on his face. But you can see he was a rescue. He was already painted before, so we had to like strip him down and do like a ton of surgery. But he turned out okay. Ann and I are both pretty happy with him. So next we have the Power Diaper Boys. These are the Obliterators. So you can see up close. We'll get you a nice close shot here. And why I kind of painted these guys Black Legion at first. You can kind of see that with the trim and everything like that. They have the black armor with the golden trim, but I also put their pauldrons kind of in a mixed scheme of having the Emperor's Children pink. Now, normally Obliterators are almost always run with Mark of Slaanesh, which means they have, having the pink highlights and kind of the armor makes sense anyways. So I can run them in pretty much any Chaos detachment. I'll say, hey, they're Alpha Legion, but for the most part, they're Emperor's Children and or Black Legion, which Black Legion was one of my favorite armies to play, but they haven't gotten updates in a long time, so they're a little bit weak. But this is one of the boys, and we'll put him away for now and bring over the next one. This is, I believe, the same model, yeah, because I have two of the same one here. And sorry, guys, if you hear dogs in the background. The dogs are running ham right now. And yeah, this is the other Obliterator, and they are just ridiculous. They're wearing like these power diapers here, which is the one thing I don't like about them. But they're pretty cool. Aside from that, they just have all these flesh metal weapons growing out of their business here, which is quite neat. All right, so that is going to be the Emperor's Children kind of Slaanesh force, and now we're going to show you guys some of my Night Lords. I have 10 Warp Talons I'm working on, but for the most part, the only two I've finished are the Lords, so I'll grab them real quick, and we'll be back in a moment. Alright guys, so now we're going to be taking a look at my Night Lords, and Night Lords are so cool. I mean, from a lore perspective and just the way they look, it's really neat. So this is one of my Night Lord Smash Captains. You guys probably recognize the model. It was the Black Legion Jump Pack Lord with the hammer. I forget what his name was. It's like Harkin World Claimer. So I basically just had him converted into a Night Lord's character. So you can see he has the Midnight Blue armor. He's got the lightning bolts going down the armor as well. You can see on the bottom he's stepping on an Iron Hands Loyalist Marine, which definitely feels good because Iron Hands are OP and they suck. And yeah, aside from that, he's got a big old smash hammer here, so he is wielding a thunder hammer as well as a lightning claw. But usually when I play, he'll just be using the thunder hammer, and the lightning claw is just kind of a decorative because he is, of course, from that Legion, from the Night Lords. They like their lightning claws. And here, of course, you can see on the side, he's got skulls on the rack and everything, and he's doing pretty cool. So this is one of my favorite characters to use. I haven't been using Night Lords too much. I've been using Emperor's Children quite a bit more, but the Night Lords, I think, still have some teeth with some of their really cool stratagems for sure. So there he is. There's the Night Lord Smash Captain guy. And next we have a second one. This is pretty much the exact same thing. However, this guy was actually converted from a couple different pieces because I was too stingy to buy the Chaos Lord with the hammer, so I just made one from scratch. So this was actually originally a Chaos Space Marine model. You can see he's got the lightning bolts going down and everything. He knows how to party. He's got a hammer as well, but he was a Chaos Space Marine with an axe and a bolter, but I basically just bought a jump pack and gave him, hey Wookie, be nice. Be nice over there. The dogs are just trolling one another. And I gave him a hood. So he has like a hooded helmet, which comes from Death Guard, actually. So he's a conversion of a couple pieces. You can see from size comparison, he's more of a not really a Lord kind of a scale, but he, he does the trick. So sometimes, when I'm feeling spicy and I want to play a lot of Night Lords, I'll run two of these guys as the HQs for my Night Lords battalion, which is always pretty fun. So the Brothers Grimm or any other name they may go by. They do some work. All right, guys, so now we're going to jump over to the Black Legion, and we'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, so now we're back with the Black Legion. The Black Legion, definitely one of the more thematic kind of centerpiece anchors of the Chaos Legions here. And you can see this is Abaddon the Despoiler, and this guy is, this is a really nice paint job. And this is one of the only ones, this is the only one I think I'm showing you that we didn't paint between Anna and I. This one was actually a Christmas gift. I believe that, I think it was Christmas, or was it my birthday? I'm getting old, I can't remember. But Anna gave me this one for my birthday. So this is Abaddon the Despoiler, and man, this one is cool. He's got his Demon Sword Drachnia in there, and he's just ready to go. Really nice highlights on this guy for sure. But yeah, Abaddon's a really strong character. He's almost enough of a reason to play Black Legion on his own, and what's really cool about Abaddon is he actually gives a fearless to all Chaos Space Marine troops nearby. So if you have, let's say 120 cultists running out there, suddenly they're fearless, whereas one of the biggest issues with cultists, of course, is the fact that they're, terrible leadership, and they run away as soon as they lose a model. On the ground, he's stepping on an Ultramarine, the Filthy Smurfs. He's got his big old Talon of Horus. This guy does not mess about. So there's Abaddon the Despoiler for you. And now we'll show you some of the other Chaos units here. These are just basic cultists, so I literally rushed these guys as hard as I could. But yeah, these are just Black Legion cultists. They got the Mark of Khorne or Slaanesh, whatever the hell you want to call it. I basically just did a red trim on them. And the bases are just, I used the Astro Granite with a little bit of a dry brush there. So those are the cultists. This is a close quarters combat cultist. He's just, looking glowing red eyes, beating into the camera there. Now, for some of the other characters here, we do have a Dark Apostle. So Dark Apostles are really cool units, actually. And you can see this guy, he's a Black Legion Dark Apostle. I sometimes run him with Emperor's Children as well. I've thought about just painting one of his shoulders the pink, so I can say he's either. But yeah, it's a really cool model. This is a newer one. You can see he's got the Malefic Tome there. It's got smoke and flames coming out. I switched the head. The original Dark Apostle did have a kind of a helmetless head with horns on it, but I didn't like it, so I just gave this guy a Chaos Space Marines one. And yeah, he's stepping on skulls. He's always good to go. He's a really, really strong character for sure. All right, so let's switch over there. So the Dark Apostle actually has a couple followers. So these are just like peasants who follow him around. And they're pretty cool. They actually give him buffs to his spells or his prayers. So if these guys are nearby, they give him +1 and basically make it so they go off on a 2-up instead of a 3-up, which is really useful. And they only cost like 10 points. So these are the Dark Disciples. You can see he's got like his little scrolls and things like that. He's ready to do some wizardry. Yeah, you can see this guy here. This is the other one. He looks like something out of Silent Hill. And these guys I'm not done with yet. I just kind of finished putting them together. The bases aren't done. I need to dry brush and add some washes and things like that. But these are just black legionnaires. And you can see the gold trim with the black armor. And yeah, just got the crimson kind of capes here with the corn red. And yeah, they're cool units. I like these guys quite a bit. Unfortunately, Chaos Space Marines are one of the worst units in the entire game. So yeah, you don't see much play out of them. But occasionally when I'm playing versus a newer player or someone, you know, I'll whip those guys out. All right, guys. So we'll be back in just a second with my Thousand Suns and the rest of the force. All right, guys, and now we're back with the Thousand Suns as well as the rest of my Chaos model. So this is a Zongor here. I just finished painting this guy, and these are the guys I'm actually probably going to do a tutorial on how to paint these guys, because this might look, I mean, I think it looks pretty damn good, right? And this model took me maybe like 30 minutes, and it's mostly contrast paints with a mixture of some standard paints, and it's just a really easy, user-friendly scheme. And you know, Zangors did get nerfed pretty bad, but Thousand Suns are about to get some buffs with the new Psychic Awakening, so, you know, I think you guys might be interested in these bad boys. And I think they look really cool. I really like Zangors. I think they're one of the cooler demon units for sure. This guy is the Brayhorn, and as far as Zangors go, I have a blob of 20 that I use. Actually, do I have 30? I have a lot. There's a lot of Zangors, and they're a really neat unit for sure. They have some cool tactics. So Zangor there, this is the second one here. He's wielding the double axes for Tzeentch. This guy's got his horns, he's got his beak, he's looking for some bird feed, and he does not mess about. So that's the second one, and now this is my most recently completed model. I finished this guy a couple nights ago. This is my Thousand Suns Terminator Sorcerer. So you can see I have the Thousand Suns blue. I got his cape, which I did some Nagaroth Knight with a dry brush of Zarius purple, and it looks pretty good. I got the rock down there. You can see on the base I did like kind of a magical aura earth where it has like green and turquoise hues. And as far as the armor goes, it's Thousand Suns blue with an edge highlight of Lothran blue. So pretty neat. I decided to leave a lot of the trim black and just do the shoulders in the classical kind of a gold. I wanted him to look a little bit different than your typical Thousand Suns. But yeah, he's a really cool character. I like this guy quite a bit. And just, yeah. Sorcerers and Terminator armor with Thousand Suns are really nice because they get access to a familiar, which gives them a bonus to their cast and things like that. So there he is, and now for the last of my Thousand Suns that I have here, aside from the 100 other Zangors I have over there, we have Armin. So Armin here is on a magnetized base, so you can see I can take him off there, and he just pops right on there. And yeah, he's got his magic coming out of the arm here. He's got his shoulder action going on with a little bit of a Tzeentch eye on the shoulder as well. He's got his pimp cane. And yeah, Armin is a staple of Thousand Suns. He's like mini Magnus. If you don't feel like going balls deep and committing to, you know, getting a Magnus on the table, Armin will do the trick. He's just such a good character. He can cast 3 spells. He can deny 3. He gets +1 to all of his stuff. It's crazy good. So there's Armin. Ozek Armin on his disc. And as far as the base goes, again, same kind of thing, like a magic swirling base. I also do have an Alpha Legion army in progress. It's mainly just a bunch of bikes and things like that. So here's an Alpha Legion Lord I did do. And basically I did a metallic. So I painted him or primed him in silver, and then from there I use a combination of washes and contrast paints to give him a really easy scheme. So he's Alpha Legion. You can see he's got some orc skulls on his base and everything like that, and yeah, he's a really cool character. It was a Chaos Lord, so basically I just took away his plasma pistol and his thunder hammer and gave him a chainsword as well as this little pistol right here. And here's some Alpha Legion bikers, very old models, but this guy's neat. He can pop a wheelie as well. See, he can go up and do that and just come down and crush the orc skulls beneath him. But bikers are okay. Not so good against Space Marines at the moment, but if you're playing against like horde armies with orcs and things like that, they're super good. T5, they get 4 shots apiece. They're super mobile, so they can get wherever you need. And they're really easy to paint as well. So this is my Alpha Legion biker. I have another one over here. I think in total I have 8 bikes, and they're all going to be painted in like Alpha Legion scheme because that's typically where I use them. Or Night Lords, you know, you can use them on either one really, or any detachment, but I think that's where they shine. So here's my 2 bikers. They got their skulls. I even have the little screens there where they're looking at their targeting systems. And yeah, a fun unit for sure. Now the last 2 units we're going to be looking at are kind of non-denominal. They kind of go with any faction. This is a Terminator Lord or Sorcerer with the Mark of Nurgle. So basically you can see he's painted like Death Guard. He's got a swampy base as well, so I can use him with my Death Guard army as a Chaos Lord and Terminator armor, or I can use him as like a Mark of Nurgle Sorcerer. Drop him down, buff things up. You guys get the picture. And yeah, he's really, really cool. I like this character quite a bit. Originally was a Black Legion Lord, but he's been corrupted by the Plague God. And next we have a Master of Possession. This guy's pretty neat as well. He's painted in, yes, Wookie. I agree, Wookie. He's painted, Wookie loves this one. He's painted in Alpha Legion kind of scheme. You can see he's kind of got the turquoise and the green hues and things like that. And he's got a bit of a earthy base as well. And yeah, he's a cool model. You know, brings a lot to the table. And you can, what's really cool about Master of Possession is it's an incredibly badass looking model, but you can also use it as a sorcerer because it pretty much looks like it looks like a sorcerer, right? So you don't need to worry about it. And yeah, sorry if the lighting and the vocals and, well, not vocals per se, but the audio isn't the best. I don't really have, I had a lapel mic, but it just broke. It just stopped working. So I was so excited to get this video out. So basically I just went in with the microphone built in the camera, and it's a little bit raw, but I think it's cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the Chaos Space Marine Force. You guys got to see the Emperor's Children lurking over here with their cool kind of pink hues here and dropping some of that sweet base. You got to see Abaddon the Despoiler coming in. And if there's anything you guys would like to see from like a tutorials perspective, like I didn't paint Abaddon. that's far beyond my pay grade and my skill. But if there's other stuff you like the Night Lord stuff or, you know, some of the CSM stuff, whatever, just let me know. Like I can potentially do tutorial videos on the simpler models. Like big ones, I probably might take a little bit of time, considering my schedule and everything like that. But like I think I'll do one for the Zongors. I'll probably do one for some of the Emperor's Children characters, like the Noise Marines, things like that. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So thank you guys so much for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed this 40K video. I eventually will get to doing battle reports. It's mainly an issue of where I live, and I have terrible lighting in this house. We're having to like just jerry rig like 3 or 4 lights right now just to get this to function. It's like so poorly lit. And the acoustics are pretty rough as well. Granted, we can make it work, but we'd have to rearrange like our whole living room and things like that. But anyways, let me know, guys, if you want to see painting tutorials, battle reports. You know, if there's any of these legions that really interest you guys, perhaps upvote them in the comment section below, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for joining, and that's pretty much it for now. I don't have too many other units to show you guys in my army, except for, I have the Nurgle demons. I have Nurglings and Poxbringers I'm working on, so maybe that'll be next. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Take care.